Welcome back. I am joined by two very special guests this morning. I am here with Miranda Briggs, the founder of the Fight the War Within Foundation, and a founding board member of the foundation, Amy Hedrick. Thank you both so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Daisy.
I'm so excited to have you both on to talk about such an important topic. So for those who may not know, could you tell them about what your organization does?
Absolutely. So Fight the War Within, we are a 100% volunteer 501c3 nonprofit right here in the greater Savannah area. And our mission is to connect warriors of all walks to mental health resources. We consider warriors anyone that has gone through something difficult. We really started primarily focusing on military veterans, but half our board is first responders, so we definitely wanted to include that. But today we serve anyone that reaches out that needs to have a little bit of guidance on where to get connected to.
And so, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I know you all have been very busy recently with all the events that you've been putting on. Can you talk to folks a little bit about, what you have been focusing on, some of the events you have coming up, and why this month is so important to be talking about this subject?
Well, this subject is one of those things that's always been taboo. People don't talk about mental health. It's not always been accepted. So bringing light to that and bringing a whole month to celebrate, it's okay for you to not be okay, is a great thing. We've joined with Miss Teen Springfield to do that. This is her platform, and we were very honored to be a part of that with her.
Yes, oh my gosh. So Sydney Crawford is the first teen to ever go to Miss America. So she's representing Springfield, Effingham County, where she's lived. And that's kind of where we met, and the idea of Worry Stones came about. So we kind of thought of, okay, like twisted art and events like that are great, but a lot of times people won't come out if it's mental health for you, but if you hear you could be helping someone else, that's when the story and the script kind of changes. That's when people suddenly want to come out and be a big part. So we were super amped last Saturday. We did an awesome event at the Effingham Herald where volunteers came together, and this was sponsored by Lowe's, Levitt Hardware, and one of our volunteers, Dario Vergara, that is a SCAD student and an Army vet. But some examples of some of the stones that were made. So we will be mailing these at no cost to people that you may know in your life, or if you are struggling with an internal war, we will pay for the postage. It doesn't have to be in Savannah. You could be anywhere around the country, but you'll receive a hand-painted stone from someone that probably struggled too, with a letter explaining the significance, and then some Fight the War information if you want to reach out. But basically, you hold on to this for while you're going through your struggle, and when you feel you're in a better place, you either pass it on to someone else that could need it, or you can leave it somewhere publicly, a park or somewhere like that for people to find. So this is the first time doing it, but we were excited, so we added a second day of that. So we'll be doing that at the end of the month again. So May 27th, it's a Saturday at 10 a.m. We're going to be meeting at the Forsyth Park. We're going to enjoy some of this beautiful weather. We're going to finish painting the stones we have, and then we're going to be packaging the ones that are ready to ship. So on fightthewarwithin.org, as well as our Facebook, all of that's listed, and you can still nominate someone.
Do you have any other events that people should be aware of coming up for the rest of this year?
We have a lot. We do our coffee and camaraderie we do every month. So every month we have that in Richmond Hill. Tosa Coffee Company. You can just come have a cup of coffee. We pay for it. It's on us. Come sit, come talk to us, get to know everybody there. And that's every third Saturday from 4 to 7. So in June we have our Wild Paddle. This will be our third year doing it. So what we do is we have a big group that comes out to Ebenezer Creek and we go kayaking. So a Backwater Expedition sponsors the event every year. They provide the kayaks for us and the tour guides. And then one of our big events that we do every single year in July is our Warrior Ball. We have a huge ball at Savannah Station. So we're super excited about that. So keep an eye out for that. Tickets are already on sale. You can sponsor and it's get dressed up in the middle of the summertime when there's nothing else going on. It's fun. So come in your best and come see us for dancing and raffles and all kinds of stuff out there.
And I understand that today you have a very important event coming up.
We do. We have partnered with Operation Patriot Fob. So every year they do, this is their third year doing it, they light a fire for 22 days. And they do this in honor of those who have died by suicide. A lot of times, veterans, first responders who have died by suicide, they don't get the recognition that they normally would dying in the line of duty. So we do that, and then also Operation OPFOB is for short. They do it too, to keep their memory alive. So today we will be going over there. We're going to be teaching a course that we teach called the Intervene Challenge. The Intervene Challenge is a way to challenge people to intervene in suicide if they have somebody that comes to them they feel is having thoughts of suicide. So we'll be teaching that later today, and then we're going to be hanging out at OpFob for the whole rest of the day manning the fire.
And you know, I know that you provide so many resources like this through your organization. You know, can you talk to folks about what resources you're connecting people with when you work with first responders, when you work with veterans? What's out there for people who may not know about it, who are seeking help?
So it really depends. When we first started in the middle of COVID, we thought we would just be Savannah focused, being in this area. And what we quickly learned was social media had completely changed with COVID because people were at home, you were able to communicate more. So in our first year, we ended up helping veterans in 11 states and then one in Scotland. So that was a little bit mind-boggling. The board kind of came back and we're like, okay, I guess this isn't just a Savannah thing anymore. So we are open to helping people in various states, wherever that, because there's a lot of national organizations, but some that have local chapters that we can research. You don't want to be in crisis sitting in front of your computer Googling. That's the last place you want to be. You can get frustrated. You may not, be thinking clearly. You may not know who's actually going to help. And it's sad, but sometimes resources may not be a good fit for whatever it is that you're going through, and everyone's so unique. So our crew is trained in crisis intervention. We want to make sure that we can speak to people and really find out what's going on, and to let them know we don't discriminate. So whether dishonorable, other than honorable discharge, whatever era of war, whether you went to combat or not, first responder, not, if you have insurance, we're not worried about those things when we're talking to you. We want to figure out what would be a good fit and what wouldn't. You don't want to send someone a place where they wouldn't be able to help you. So here in Savannah, though, we've been very blessed to connect with some resources right up the road that have been here the whole time and really just needed a place to grasp onto. So one we're very proud to partner with is Islands Counseling, owned by Kelly Littlefield. She's a first responder spouse. She also lost her cousin, who was a Green Beret, to the 22-a-day epidemic. So she's very understanding of PTSD and trauma and the need, and often the unmet need of what goes on for military and first responders. So with our program with her, we actually are ran as insurance. So we find out from people whether they have insurance or not, what's preventing you from getting into mental health care. Do we need to help cover some co-pays? Do we need to pay for everything, sponsor it 100%? And we come up with a plan with getting you into mental health care. So Kelly's program has been incredible. We're very, very excited to grow and continue that with her this year. So that's definitely one big thing we've been helping out with people locally.
Well, again, Mental Health Awareness Month, for folks who may be struggling, for someone who knows somebody who's struggling, what's a message that you would like to share, doing this work that you want people to know?
I think that if somebody comes to you and they're struggling, don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to talk to them and get them to open up. How can I help you, and how can I keep you safe?
When you let someone know you're there, they're going to know they matter, and they're going to learn they're not alone. It is normal to have dark thoughts. I mean, I think that's the hardest thing to say. It's normal to go through a rough time, and if we can talk and we can normalize that you're not alone, then maybe you'll be willing to seek help.
Yeah, one of the things we say in our class is if you see something, say something. And that's the best advice I can give, is if you see something, say something. Don't let it go, because you just never know.
Absolutely. Well, thank you both so much for your time and for being here with us this morning.
Yes, thank you, Daisy. We know we'll see you around.
We appreciate you.